Hi, my name's Steve Cesari, and I'm here today to introduce you to my book, Clarity. I wrote Clarity several years ago, and I wrote it because I wanted to leave a legacy for my kids, and I also wanted to help other people to get unstuck and to create a clear path for them to achieve in life. I struggled so much in my life not knowing what I wanted to do or how to go about doing it. And as a result, I had this book idea in my head probably for I'd say almost 20 years, but never realized how to write a book or what the process would be until I had some people that mentored me on what the next steps were to make that happen. So I wrote Clarity literally to help myself and to help other people really be intentional on a personal and professional level. And inside of it, I have it broken down into several categories and chapters to take you step by step on how you can be more intentional on a personal and professional level and kind of learn from my mistakes, learn from the kind of good, the bad, and the ugly of my own life. I share a lot of my stories on things I did right. I share stories on what I did wrong. But most importantly, I share the principles I learned through that process that you can apply to your life so you can get through the learning curve quicker and without as many pitfalls as I did as I was going through it. So I really hope that you find it inspiring. I hope you find it encouraging. And I know there's life lessons in there for everybody from the feedback that I get when I speak to other people, when people read my book and write me testimonials. So thank you for your consideration, and here we go. I'm going to dive in. Chapter 1 is called We're All Terminal, Don't Accelerate the Process. When I was 13 years old, my dad violated this principle of accelerating his own death. He smoked 2 packs of Camel non-filters a day. We had 8 kids in our family. He probably worked 80 hours a week. And had I known then what I know now, I probably could have helped my dad live a healthier life, but I didn't. And literally, my dad died of a heart attack when I was 13 years old. And I remember on the way to the hospital, as we pulled in the back of our Country Squire station wagon, I was trying to give my dad mouth-to-mouth resuscitation because I was a Boy Scout. And we pulled into the emergency room. We got out of the car and pulled into the room, and they put him in that little room and the table with the white curtains around it. And all I heard was beep, 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 beep. And then the beeping stopped. And I remember to this day the pain I felt when the doctor came out and said, "I'm sorry, your dad is no longer here." I wrote this first chapter to teach you how to take better care of yourself. I wrote this chapter so that hopefully you will not have to experience what I did, a premature death of somebody in the family. And don't get me wrong, any one of us can walk out tomorrow and get hit by a bus, hit by a car. But I'm talking about the things we do on a day in and day out basis that accelerate our deterioration and our health. And I have step by step in this chapter on nutrition, on health, on exercise. I'm going to be 70 years old in a week, and my wife and I have a pact. We refuse to let old people move into our bodies, and we work out, we try to eat the right things and do things so that we can be here for the people that mean the most to us. And if you will apply the principles in this first chapter, it really will help you to live a healthier lifestyle, to be there for the people that mean the most to you. And again, highly encourage. And I start the book with this chapter because if we don't have the energy, if we don't have the chutzpah that we call it up in New York, we don't have the ability to do everything that we need to do if we don't have our health. And it's just so important and kind of the foundation of everything else that we do. My second chapter is titled Know Why. And there's a great quote. It says, "Those who know how will always have a job. Those that know why will always be their boss." If you know why and you have a compelling reason why you have to achieve, if you have a compelling reason what's at stake with what you're doing, and for me it's pretty simple. My why flows from chapter 1. When my dad died of a heart attack, I don't want anybody to ever feel the way that I felt when my dad passed away in my arms on the way to the hospital. And so for me, I want to educate people about good health and nutrition. I want to educate people about what they need to do. And I've spent so much of my life life built around this why, I actually started a health and nutrition company called Trillium Health Products that we grew from 0 to 100 million. And I overcame every challenge and every negative thing that happened because I had such a compelling reason why I had to succeed. I knew what was at stake. I knew that I could help other people overcome the things that cut my dad's life short. And I hope that you find it as encouraging, and I hope that it will help you get closer to finding your why in your life. My third chapter is called Live with Intentionality. And again, I wrote this book to help you be more intentional on a personal and professional level. And it teaches you all about how to start goals, how to establish goals. I give you a process on how to set those goals up step by step. And literally it works like this. The average person has about 64,000 thoughts that they have per day, and goals help your brain what to think about. They help narrow down those 64,000 thoughts into 5 or 6 main concepts that you focus on and will help you move closer to the end results that you're looking for. Goals kind of help you look at what that end result is, and then I help you establish a system to achieve those goals, because your system right now is perfectly set up to achieve the outcomes that you're getting. And if you want to change the outcomes, you need to change the system, and start that by creating goals that are inspiring and going to help you achieve what you want to achieve in life, relationally, financially, spiritually, whatever it is that you want to create. Chapter number 4 is called Find Your Genius. And I define genius as the crossroads between what you're really passionate about and then what you do really well in life. And we all have gifts and talents, but so few of us know what those gifts and talents are. When you know what your gifts and talents are, and you are passionate about what those gifts and talents are, that's what genius is, the crossroad of what you're passionate about and what your gifts and talents are. And you know, in sports, they call it being in the zone, that when you're in the zone, you literally can achieve more, you have more energy, and things just seem to come to you more naturally. And we teach you how to understand what your genius is and how to find it in the book. Number 5 is when the will to win meets the will to prepare to win. And again, we all want to win in life. We all want to be the best and achieve the best, whether it's at sports, whether it's at life, whether it's in business, but we are not all willing to prepare to do the things that we need to do on a day in and day out basis to get where we need to be. And I teach you a process on really how to look at what you want to achieve 1 year or 2 years or 3 years down the road, then come back and create what I call an action plan and identify what your high payback activities are. High payback activities are those things that you do that create the results that you get compensated for, or a high payback activity create the results that move you closer to the vision or mission of your company. And I teach you how to be intentional about doing that and give you a step-by-step system in chapter 5 on how to do that. Chapter number 6, it's called Get Rid of the Junk. You know, we all have junk in our trunk from our emotional baggage, from the skeletons in our closet from growing up in our families of origin. And typically, most of us will drag that junk with us. And I break down junk into several different components. We have physical junk, we have emotional junk, we have relational junk, we have legal junk, we have financial junk. And I teach you step by step how to identify what the junk is that might be holding you back in your life. And literally, before I could start to move through this process, I had to understand and recognize the junk that I was taking with me from relationship to relationship, from opportunity to opportunity, and learn how to navigate through that. And I take you through that in this chapter and teach you step by step how to do that as well. Chapter number 7 is respecting the power of exposures. The people we surround ourselves with are doing one of two things. They're either lifting us up and moving us closer to the person we want to become, or they're pulling us down and pulling us away from the person that we want to become. There is no neutral ground. And the question is that you and I have to ask, are the people in your life moving you closer to the person you're striving to become, or are they pulling you away? And again, I take you through the process of identifying how to be intentional on the people that we allow to have have impact and influence on our life? And are they going to help you move your life to the next level wherever you're starting? Chapter number 8 is what I call create a wow experience. I give examples of businesses that create wow experiences. When you walk in the door, you're greeted by people that smile. You're greeted by people that care. You're greeted by people that are really good at what they do. A great example of this is Chick-fil-A. They have really, really great people that know how to serve you and are there to really make your experience better. And it shows because they lead their category in dollars per square foot in every location that they run around the United States and around the world. Number 9, we talked a little bit about this before. It's called Get More HPA in Your Day. And again, an HPA is a high payback activity. Those are the 3 to 5 things that you do on a day in and day out basis that are going to help move you closer to the outcomes and the goals that you're trying to achieve. I also help you identify what we call low payback activities, those things that pull you away, those things that aren't using your highest and best use of your time. And I teach you how to delegate or get rid of those and pass them on to somebody else. What you're going to learn and understand in life is that for everything that you and I hate to do, there's somebody out there that loves to do it and does it better than we do. And I teach you how to identify those and pass them on to people that can help you do that better. Chapter number 10 is understanding the importance of balance. And again, actually, I like the word integrate better than balance today. How do we integrate our personal and professional life? How do we pull together what I call the 5 F's? Faith, family, friends, finance, and fitness, which are the 5 components of living a fulfilling life. And I teach you how to identify and how to live and make sure that you're working in every area, every aspect that's going to help you create the fulfillment that you're looking for in life. And then in the epilogue, I share a story about leaving it all on the course, that literally that you have to be dedicated. You can't do this halfway. You can't be half committed and have one foot in one side of the equation and one foot in the other, that you really have to be sold out on this process. And I give an example of my daughter who ran cross country in high school, and literally she came across the finish line and she passed out, and there were hundreds of people there, and I couldn't get to her, and it took me several minutes. And when I got to her, she was laying in a cot in a little makeshift medical tent, and I was down on one knee and I looked at her and I said, "Whitney, are you okay?" And she looks up at me and she goes, "Dad, if I don't pass out when I cross the finish line, I feel like I didn't leave it all on the course." Are you leaving it all on the course every day of your life? Are you leaving it on the course in your relationships? Are you leaving it on the course in your job, in your profession, in whatever it is that you're aspiring to do? You don't have to pass out when you cross the finish line, but it's a great visual of how we're supposed to give it our all to make sure that we are leaving it all on the course. So if you've enjoyed this little summary of what this book is about, we have a link down at the bottom. And if you click on the link, it will take you to a page where you can purchase my book or learn more about Clarity or learn more about my speaking engagements and how you can bring them into your community or your profession. So click on the link. I thank you for your listening today, and I hope and pray that you will take the next step and click on the link and learn how you can take your life, your business, your relationship to that next level. Take care and God bless.